Hi everybody and welcome to Express Golf. Now today we're going to review the new Callaway Epic Forged Iron. Now this is becoming a very popular concept in the industry where you get a forged head with some forgiveness and some help. So you're creating a very powerful golf club with a little bit of feedback as well. So it's really ticking the box from a good player perspective who needs that little bit of extra help. So let's give it a try. Let's see what the numbers say on Trackman, and it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with this. So what are Callaway saying about these irons? Now they're definitely loaded full of tech and technology. So we've got a premium forged design for a pure sound and feel. They're controlling the launch the distance from a suspended tungsten core. They've got 360 face cut for industry leading ball speeds. Spin control, variable face technology, the VFT for consistent distance, and ultra premium components. Now the key thing for these is they're going to feel forged because of the forged face that's on it, but one of the key things around this type of golf club is, do they produce a consistent spin and distance rate? Now, because often in the past what's happened is you'll suddenly get one that goes a long way, which as a good player you don't really want. So what they've said here is that they've worked on the 360 face cup design to help that, but also have the spin control VFT for consistent distance. So it says here, to provide spinning control in the mid to long irons, we've applied the VFT pattern which promotes consistent ball speed and spin rate. So it'll be very interesting in a 7-iron just to see if that is the case, because it'll be interesting to see if there's one that suddenly pops out a bit further out of the ones that I hit. But first impressions is very good really. Wow, that really comes off it strong. So the key thing about an iron like this is what does it look behind the ball for a good player, but also just how fast is it coming off the face. So for a better player like myself, is it coming off a little bit too fast, and is the loft a little bit too low? So it's going to be interesting to see the numbers on that to see actually if that's the case. Now, interestingly, the first impressions behind the ball are, I like the clean looking face on it, definitely, and the size of it. It is a little bit chunky on the top line and the back of it, but it's kind of designed to be like that because they're wanting a golf club that's going to help you from a distance perspective. But first impressions are, I don't dislike it because it's not a massive head. It's just quite a thick top line for this type of golf club. But it definitely flies off the face, but it's quite a lowish fly, so it'll be interesting to see the launch angle on it. But I do quite like the feel. You know, a lot of times with these golf clubs is they feel a little bit too springy off the face. You can't really get any feedback, whereas actually for this type of golf club you are getting that feedback, which shows that the forged head and the forged components to it do actually work. But it's definitely flying off it. So let's check out these numbers on Trackman and just see what exactly they say, and let's see if what they say about the variable face technology is producing that consistent result that they say they want to get. So let's get into the devil of the detail around numbers for the Epic Forge. So it's very impressive, it does go a long way. So I've got an average carry distance of 176, which is big for a 7-iron. The only downside to this iron is we've got an average launch of 16.6 and we've got an average spin of 5.5. Now that's pretty low, to be fair. So that kind of explains why it's going so far. Part of that will be the loft, they are strong lofted. But interesting when we look at the numbers and the average numbers that we talked about in terms of distance and the spin off it, actually they're not that erratic. You would expect to have some really kind of strange numbers in there every now and then with this type of golf club of old. whereas the technology they put into this definitely seems to have worked. So we don't really have one that spikes out here. So with an average of 176, I've got one that went 182, and the lowest one was 170, but that was probably a bit of a miss hit from me. So when we look at the average spin rate, the lowest one was 4.9, and that was definitely a miss hit for myself. And then the highest was 6,000. So actually not too dissimilar really in terms of the shots across the board. So actually the technology they put into this probably is working. The only downside for me for this type of golf club is it probably doesn't spin enough and launches a little bit low. But that's quite a typical trait for this type of club because of the design that it's in there. So if you're looking for something that you want to create a lot of distance but still looks good, this is definitely worth a look. So I'm quite a fan of it really. It definitely flies off, it feels good, it goes a long way. So I hope you enjoyed this video for Express Golf. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, also hit the bell button so you get the notifications of all our new videos. We look forward to seeing you soon.